Thomas Sorber, welcome to the World Champs from Georgetown to OKC. The Thunder selected him at pick number 15. I'm a massive fan of Sorber. I would have taken him in the lottery. I know he was just outside of it still. People forget Giannis was taken at pick number 15. That's the spot where legends go. Love this kid's game. So skilled, so versatile offensively, and just a freak defender as well. Like as soon as he was injured, Georgetown season went completely down the drain. Yeah, Thunder got a good one who I think he's ready to contribute right away, Dion. I really do.
Oh,
Maybe not for the world champs. Maybe not for the world champs. Maybe I should add that. Like if he were drafted
yeah.
by a bad team, he could be a stud from the jump. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of Sorber's game, but I want to get your thoughts on him first.
I think he's a part of a bigger move. I think OKC is very far from done on capitalizing upon what they did last season. I think Sorber's a good high upside pick that you can convince another team to take on to potentially get a Cam Johnson, to potentially get a who else could be available? Like, if they want Kuminga, I'm sure they don't, but if they wanted Kuminga, but you know what I mean? Like, I think there's gonna be a lot of players that are on the block that we're about to start seeing some trades in the next like week or so. I believe free agency begins next week, so I think it's a part of a larger move. I do actually think OKC is a wing away from being a dynasty. Like, if there was one aspect of this team I felt like you could nitpick, um, Lou Dort, Casey Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, show me a difference in any of them, for
Hmm.
better or worse, right? And I think you need to go get a bigger wing who can guard fours, fives, etc. Besides Alex Caruso, that allows Caruso's to focus on guards a little bit, makes you a little bit more switchable, makes your offense way less predictable because their whole offense was here you go SGA, here you go J-Dub, please ISO.
Hmm.
Um, and I also don't think anybody's afraid to come off of Lou Dort. So I think it's a part of a bigger move. But if it isn't, I do still think it's a good pick. I think Sorber would be okay going down to the G. I think he'd be okay not playing year one. Um, and he wouldn't get to play year one. He would be in the G if he's on the Thunder. And so I think it's a guy you could develop to kind of replace Hardenstein,
Hmm.
whose contract feels incredibly unlikely that they extend beyond this because they're going to have to extend Chet too.
Right, right. I think that's a good way to put it, just in terms of like having that front court flexibility now. I think he should be an upgrade over the other Jalen Williams. I think I don't want to disrespect Chet because I still love Chet. I just also think OKC fans were like super frustrated with Chet throughout the whole finals to where I think he's going to get extended. I think he's going to be on the Thunder for a long time, and I'm still a believer in him. But I think some of the frustrations, particularly in terms of defense and toughness with Chet that came up in the playoffs, in theory, Sorber can fix that. And I don't want to put too lofty expectations out on a guy who was just outside of the lottery in year one, but I truly think the strength and the versatile defense he is going to offer will be much welcome when he gets in off the bench. I think he's probably going to play more of a four than a five. I think that's how he hits his ceiling. 7'6" wingspan, and yeah, I just think watching I know that they turned the water off, so it ultimately is a moot point. But watching TJ McConnell go get like 12 straight points at Chet, I feel like Sorber would not let that happen.
Oh, come on.
Am I being
Come
too harsh
on.
on Chet here and not maybe not kind enough to
I
TJ
don't think
McConnell?
I wouldn't even say you're being too harsh on Chet because what he did actually happened. So it's like it's hard for me to be like, yeah, Chet wouldn't let him do that because he did. It's no, I mean, if Sorber's not day one locking down TJ McConnell in the finals, respectfully, that's not a bad thing. Um,
He is in my mind, Dion. In my world, he is from day one, from the jump.
Respectfully, Cooper Flag isn't doing that from the jump.
Yeah, it's fair. It's
There
fair.
is such a learning curve when
Mhm.
you go from college to the NBA, and I don't think you're being too harsh on Chet, like I said,
Mhm.
because it happened. So it's hard for me to say that. A little bit too high on Sorber, which
Yeah,
comes off as harsh on Chet,
that's fair.
because there is not a world Sorber's eating in the Chet's minutes at all.
And there's also a world where, like, even though Georgetown was complete buns when Sorber was hurt, they were also pretty bad when he was healthy. So I am projecting a little bit to say that you could just plop Thomas Sorber from playing meaningless Big East games into the NBA Finals, and he would be cooking against TJ McConnell and shutting him down. I just like want it to be known that I think the two-way upside for him is so high. From an offensive standpoint, this is where, again, let's say he stays on the Thunder. Man, it's almost like if he is staying in OKC, he probably will see a lot of time in the G League. But like, is there, I think the sell on Sorber as a player is his ability to facilitate from the high post. Like I think he's got a really good passing feel, had an over 15% assist rate this past year. And I don't think OKC is going to really use that. Maybe they do, but like you said, are you really going to take the ball out of J-Dub or SGA's hands to say like, all right, it's Thomas Sorber time, go pass these guys open? I think he can do that, and maybe I don't know. I trust OKC's development and the way that they bring the best out of players to where if Sorber is going to hit his ceiling, like I could see him doing so with OKC 5 years down the road. But yeah, it's just the situation he's in. Probably will see more time in the G League, and I don't know like what all he's going to be given freedom to do.
You just explained it best. 5 years down the line, we get McConnell versus OKC again in the finals. We will not. But hypothetically, if we do, if you told me Sorber is guarding McConnell instead of Chet 5 years down the line, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. Just not not as a rookie.
No,
Uh,
not 12 months from now, by any means.
Do you see OKC really? Let's say they keep Sorber and he gets some time in the league. How do you think they even use him on offense? Just like on the screen and roll, occasional short role playmaking?
I don't think they use him this year.
Hmm.
I feel so bad saying that because you asked a genuine question, and I hope the viewers don't think I'm saying that like to be rude. It's just my honest answer. I just don't think they use him this year. I think you have Kendrick Williams who provides something in terms of spacing that Thomas Sorber can't. I actually don't know if Kendrick's expiring. He might be. But I think you have Hardenstein and Chet who are going to absorb 80% of those power forward center minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're pretty much fighting to play between them. And also like sneaky Jada plays a lot of the four too.
Yeah, that's it's the minutes will be tough to come by. Again, love the player. In theory, love the fit in terms of just a good organization that gets the most out of his players. But yeah, you laid it out why minutes might be hard to come by for Sorber in year one. 5 years down the road from now, though, let's talk. Let's talk. I'm just gonna bookmark that.